The open sea looks calm from a distance, but when a giant cargo ship enters the middle of a violent storm, the scene becomes completely different. Imagine a massive wall of water, nearly 35 feet high, crashing directly toward a steel ship in the darkness of the ocean. At that moment, it feels as if the next wave will tear the ship apart within seconds. The roaring wind, the endless waves, and the shaking steel body create a terrifying battle between nature and human engineering. But surprisingly, even in such deadly conditions, these enormous ships continue moving forward. And behind this survival lies some incredible science. In today's documentary, we will uncover how giant ships survive the world's most dangerous sea waves, how they continue moving through violent storms, how their hidden mechanisms work, and why their unique construction allows them to withstand conditions that seem impossible to survive. If you carefully observe the front section of a large cargo ship, you will notice something unusual. The body of the ship does not go straight downward. Instead, it curves slightly outward as it rises. This shape is not made for appearance. It is designed specifically to fight against the brutal power of ocean waves. When a giant wave crashes into the front of the ship, the curved structure redirects much of the wave's energy sideways. Instead of allowing the water to strike the steel body directly with full force, the impact spreads outward into the air and surrounding water. Because of this, a large amount of destructive force is reduced before it can damage the ship. But that is not the only purpose of this design. The curved front also provides extra buoyancy. Whenever the ship drops deep into the valley between two massive waves, the surrounding water pressure naturally pushes the ship upward again. This upward force helps the vessel recover before sinking too deeply into the water. This is also why the front and rear sections of large ships are built slightly higher than the middle part. During storms, huge waves usually rise most aggressively from these directions. The additional height acts as protection, preventing large amounts of seawater from flooding the deck. In reality, every curve, every corner, and every section of a ship is carefully designed to fight the deadly power of the ocean. However, the real secrets of the ship are hidden beneath the water. Under the front section of many massive ships, there is a large rounded structure attached below the surface. At first glance, it may appear strange, and many people think it would slow the ship down. But in reality, it does the exact opposite. As the ship moves forward, this underwater structure creates a special pressure wave that interacts with the natural waves of the sea. This process reduces resistance and weakens the violent impact of incoming water. During storms, it also provides additional lift to the front section of the ship, preventing the bow from sinking too deeply beneath giant waves. But another mysterious question still remains. How can such a gigantic steel structure float at all? After all, if a solid piece of steel is thrown directly into water, it sinks immediately. So why does a massive steel ship weighing thousands of tons remain afloat? The answer lies inside the ship itself. A giant ship is not made of solid steel from top to bottom. Inside its enormous body are huge hollow spaces filled with air. When the ship rests on the ocean surface, it pushes aside an enormous amount of water. That displaced water then pushes upward against the ship with an equal force. This upward force is known as buoyancy. In simple terms, the more water the ship displaces, the greater the upward force keeping it afloat. To support the weight of a massive cargo ship, the vessel must displace thousands of tons of water. That is why engineers carefully calculate every measurement of the ship, including its length, width, depth, and overall shape. And the true test of these calculations begins during violent storms. When gigantic waves crash onto the deck, large amounts of seawater temporarily collect on the ship. This extra water increases the total weight of the vessel. As the ship sinks slightly deeper under this added load, it automatically displaces even more water, generating stronger upward buoyant force. This natural reaction helps the ship regain balance once again. During powerful storms, you may notice ships leaning heavily to one side. Sometimes the tilt becomes so extreme that it looks as though the vessel will capsize at any moment. From a distance, the situation appears hopeless. But only seconds later, the ship slowly returns upright again. This happens because the heaviest components of the ship are always placed near the bottom. Massive engines, fuel tanks, machinery, and other heavy systems are positioned deep inside the hull. As the ship tilts, this low center of gravity naturally pulls the vessel back toward its stable position. This hidden balance system is one of the main reasons giant ships repeatedly survive conditions that seem impossible. Behind this stability lies complex engineering and mathematical precision. Ship designers carefully calculate the relationship between the ship's center of gravity and the point where the buoyant force of the water acts. If a ship returns upright too quickly after tilting, it may begin rocking violently from side to side, creating dangerous instability. But if the ship corrects itself too slowly, it may fail to recover during emergencies. Every large ship is built with a carefully balanced combination of flexibility, stability, and safety. But even the ocean has limits. Enormous waves can force the ship to tilt so far that one side of the deck sinks. At that moment, seawater can begin entering through doors, vents, openings, or damaged sections of the ship. Once large amounts of water become trapped inside, the entire balance of the vessel changes. The weight distribution shifts unpredictably, making it harder for the ship to recover its normal position. Gradually, the tilt becomes worse and worse until the ship may eventually capsize completely. However, one of the most fascinating facts about giant ships is something most people never realize. These enormous vessels are not built completely rigid. During violent storms, the body of the ship actually bends. Sometimes the middle section rises while both ends dip downward. Moments later, the opposite happens. The entire vessel twists and flexes continuously like a giant steel creature moving with the rhythm of the ocean. This flexibility is extremely important. If a ship were built entirely stiff and rigid, a few powerful waves could snap the vessel apart. Instead, engineers design the steel structure to absorb and distribute enormous stress across the ship's body. And during these terrifying storms, strange sounds echo through the inside of the vessel. Deep metallic groans, heavy vibrations, and loud cracking noises travel through the steel walls. Thousands of tons of pressure push against the ship from every direction. To the crew, it can feel as though the ocean itself is trying to crush the vessel apart. Yet despite all of this chaos, these giant ships continue fighting forward through the darkness. Every part of their construction, every hidden mechanism, and every scientific calculation is built for one purpose: survival against the unstoppable power of the sea.